Every vote matters in this race. And something I noted from the Iowa poll was that RFK Jr. is still technically on the ballot for Iowa, and he actually made up 3% of this poll. Now, let's just say, for argument's sake, that this poll is correct. How do you think this could put a damper on the Trump campaign to still technically have RFK Jr. on the ballot in Iowa?
Yeah, and in fact, I saw a short clip today posted on Twitter X where Kennedy was saying, "Hey, look, don't vote for me," and he was explaining why he was supporting Trump and so forth. So, what the Kennedy campaign did is initially, of course, they were fighting hard to get on the ballot in a lot of states, but then when he decided to suspend his candidacy and support Trump, he then had to face the choice of trying to get off the ballot. Now, he didn't try to do that in every state. He only really focused on the states that were swing states where it might make more of a difference, where even a few percentage points for him might swing the state to Harris rather than to Trump. And that's because getting off the ballot requires some time and energy as well. And so for states that he figured were easy Trump wins, or relatively easy Trump wins, there wasn't going to go through the effort and expense of trying to get off the ballot. Well, Iowa happened to be one of those states. If you look at those maps for the last couple of months at least, that have had Iowa solidly in the red in the Trump category. Kennedy didn't make an effort to get off the ballot here in Iowa. Now, if in fact the Iowa poll is correct and it's much closer than anybody expected, then maybe if a couple percent, two, maybe even 3% actually voted for Kennedy, didn't get the message that he wanted the people to vote for Trump instead, that they voted for him, that could be enough votes to maybe swing the state to Harris, and that's 6 electoral votes that then all of a sudden goes to Harris rather than Trump. And so all of those folks that are gaming out the 270 that you needed to win that automatically had Iowa in Trump's category going to have to make some major changes in terms of what's going on. Now, having said that, let me also kind of pursue this by saying, well, if that trend exists in Iowa, you might expect that that trend is going to exist in other places as well. Selzer was basically saying, well, I can't speak to that because she was just polling Iowa and wasn't sure what was going to happen in any other state. And certainly other polls haven't shown a big shift along those lines. But if in fact the Selzer poll, the Iowa poll, was catching some trend, late breaking trend. And if that trend is going to occur in other places as well, I mean, I can't really see why it would be occurring in Iowa and wouldn't occur in other places, especially like Wisconsin and Michigan, other sort of Midwestern states, those two being swing states, that maybe it could be, a huge trend towards Harris. On the other hand, if the Iowa poll is simply an outlier, then again, we'll be focusing on those other swing states and not Iowa.